Hello and welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. It's been a very long time since I've recorded a video. I did a couple lives a couple days ago, decided to stop doing that, but I'm gonna do a little get ready with me today, talk about where I've been, what I've been up to, what my life looks like now. I've got different tattoos, different hair, I'm married again. So yeah, I'm not gonna edit this. It's just gonna be very like, we're hanging out, we're getting together, you're sitting with me in my bathroom while I get ready, because I want to talk about all the things. But the main point is I am working on getting into a rhythm with content creation again. I'm finally at a point in my life where things have settled a bit. Things are still absolutely insane, but they're good. It's crazy in a really good way. So that is all positive. So yeah, this is not going to be edited unless I if I need some major edits, of course I'll do that. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of see what happens. So I'm gonna take my glasses off, which could be a good or a bad thing. And I'm just gonna do my makeup while we talk. So I think it's been like 2.5 years since I've posted. I know that my last long video was around my son's first birthday. We'll call him Sunny, because he is my son, and also because that's his nickname, to play on his name, so I'll just call him Sunny. But yeah, so it's been probably 2.5 years since then, because he's May, June, July, August, September, October, September. Okay, so he's 3 years and 4 months or something like that. Also, my phone is resting on a box right now because I just moved, literally 1 week ago I moved, and so I can't find the thing that I normally set my phone on. So you know what, we're rolling with it. I think my main issue and why I struggle to create content regularly is I can be a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to specifically my creative endeavors. And so yeah, we're not going to be perfectionistic today. We're just going to try to do the dang thing, right? But yeah, so around the last time I posted a long video, I've posted a couple shorts and whatnot, and I've gotten a decent amount of comments. I have been stalking my comments, so if you have been commenting on my videos, I've been responding here and there. I see a good number of them, but I've gotten a decent number of comments, and even some people found my contact information and reached out to me and asked when are you coming back? Do more Bible content. That's exactly what we're doing. I got you. We're doing Bible content. I've got a lot of plans, which I am very much a project starter, so we're working on the follow through. Let's see, what's next? Blush. Oh, something just fell. My husband uses these little hair clips. His hair is basically black. So I use the blonde. Well, okay, my hair is not blonde anymore, but I use the blonde bobby pins. He uses the black little clippies because he has long hair. He didn't when we met. Okay, where do I want to start? Where do I even start? Also, I cut bangs. So that was a good or a bad choice. I'm not sure yet, but I've been doing a lot of things lately where I want to change up my appearance, and so I do, because I'm an adult and I don't have anyone telling me not to. In fact, my husband very much eggs me on. In fact, the other day, we were packing up our condo that we just moved out of, and he was like, I think once we're done, if we get our stuff done for the day, we should go to the mall and get a piercing. And I was like, okay. It's really cool being married to someone. You guys, when I say I'm married to my best friend, everybody says it. I would be best friends with this man if I was not attracted to him whatsoever. He well and truly is my actual best friend. And I will introduce him here decently soon. He's awesome. I think you guys are gonna really like him, because I do, and that's good because we're married. I will talk a lot about the process of us meeting and dating and getting engaged and getting married. It was all very fast, which for the record, I do not recommend. Not because of him, but because there were a lot of what to the outside eye would look like red flags. I will get into that, but long story short, we were very, like, the Lord brought us together. It was really cool. We met online, and yeah, God really brought us together, and like pretty much immediately we were like, okay, yeah, this seems like it's going to be a really good thing. And it has been really, really hard. I don't want to romanticize it, because pretty much the only details I've given you so far are like, we met online, it was fast, now we're married. And there's so much more to it. And again, I do not recommend a quick timeline when you're getting married, as someone who has been married before. And I dated my ex-husband for quite a while before we got married, and we were engaged for, okay, like 6 months, but anyways, so yeah, all that to say, we'll talk about my husband. His name is Cameron. He's wonderful. He's real cute. And currently I made him put in headphones. He is working in our office because I don't like people hearing me when I record. As much as I love being in front of a camera and like talking to the camera and answering questions and all the things, I don't like when the people who are around me in real life can hear me record. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to get over that. Anyways, so yeah, the last time I recorded a long video, my life was very chaotic and not in a great way. I was still very much figuring out how to be a mom. My son was just turning 1, which if you haven't seen my last long video, you can go do that. I just talk about like his birth story and the process of him being born and what my journey into motherhood was like, and it was pretty rough. The last couple years honestly have been very hard for me. Like very, very, very hard. Like, being fully honest with you, I almost was not here anymore. Now, fortunately, I have a really wonderful support group. I am very heavily involved with my church. I have a phenomenal therapist. Like, she's amazing. I love her. I wish I could be her friend, but there are ethical implications with that. She's really, really, really great. I have switched therapists a couple of times in the last 3-ish years. And I found I think she's my forever therapist, you guys. I think she's the one. But yeah, she's phenomenal, and she's really helped me dig through a lot of the stuff that I even thought I was healed from, which I do want to get more vulnerable on my channel and share some of the things that have been going on. But I do want to talk about, because I haven't watched my last video in quite a while, but I was in the middle of some really yucky legal stuff. I was going through a divorce. I don't remember. I think my divorce had been finalized by the time I posted that, and it was not great. But I'm happy to report that with both sides working on things and working through things, things are actually good. Like, the co-parenting situation is good. We even, I had my ex-husband and his wife, who's awesome, over for dinner the other day, last Friday, and they were the first people we hosted in our new house. So yeah, the co-parenting situation is really great. God has done some really great redemptive work there. All parties involved have worked on ourselves, and like, there was so much, even on my end. Like, never once through this entire process have I thought that I have been blameless. I want to make that really clear. But like, there's been a lot of growth on all sides, and a lot of change on all sides, and there's been healing on all sides, which can only be attributed to God. So that's really, really fantastic. But as I was saying, I do want to get more vulnerable and talk about the hard stuff, but I am not going to share a whole lot about my divorce and what that process was like, just out of respect for my son's dad, and my son. Like, there doesn't need to be information floating around on the internet about that. So that's pretty much the only stuff that I don't really plan to get into. I'll just talk about the effects of it, because going through a divorce is really, really, really brutal. It's very much like a death.
Hello.
My husband's on a call. I'm gonna close the door. So yeah, like I said, it was a very, very dark time for me. There was also a lot of good. I got to really explore my social side for the first time. I thought I was an introvert. Like, I thought I was like the introvertiest introvert that ever introverted. Like, I'm very like bubbly on camera. I was a cheerleader. Like, I have a lot of pep, but I very much shut down in social situations. Hello, ma'am. We've got a friend joining us. This is Sinatra. Oh, she's mad. All right, I will set you down, but you're trapped in here now because Daddy's on a call. So yeah, but through the process of really getting embedded in my church, I developed these beautiful friendships and just this deep love for people. And so that's something that I had a lot of fun exploring when I was single and doing all the things. Yeah, so I found the side of myself that I never thought was possible. Like, I, again, thought I was a major introvert, homebody. Like, turns out, no, I'm not. I'm very social. And so that's been a lot of fun to explore. As far as like the business front, I do have my own marketing business. I have been taking a bit of a hiatus from that this past summer, specifically to focus on being a mom. So I have my 3.5-year-old son who I carried in my womb. I pushed him out myself, which was difficult. Surprise, birthing a human is difficult. But I also have 2 bonus kiddos now who are amazing. I adore them with every fiber of my being. In fact, so they are my stepkids, but I just refer to them as my kids. I have talked to them about this. I have specifically asked them, like, hey, when I refer to you, do you want me to call you my stepson and my stepdaughter, or just my son and my daughter? And they've said they just want me to refer to them as my kids. So my oldest, we will call him, I don't know, I'll just say my oldest for now. He's 8. And my middle is 6. I keep wanting to say 7. She's like, no, Rachel. She alternates between calling me Rachel and Mama. I'm letting her work that out on her own. She's like, no, Mama, I'm 6. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. Most kids, like when I was little, if someone referred to me as like older than I actually was, I was like, oh, sweet. But she's like, no, get it right. She's hilarious. She's very sassy. She's incredibly smart. All of my children are just incredibly intelligent human beings. Every mom thinks their kids hung the moon, and I joke about this constantly. I've said this so many times. But I'm actually having NASA do an exploratory mission to prove that mine did. Obviously, not literally. But my point is, I have 3 kids now, and they're freaking phenomenal. So all that to say, I have taken a solid break from business in order to be a mom this past summer. Fortunately, my husband makes enough money that I was able to, we were able to make it work with me, just not really working a ton. And now that we've moved, I'm really excited. School has started. We're in our new home, which I will talk about because it's a total God thing. It's just, yeah, so I can finally get back into work, which I have some projects coming up here that I want to talk about. On the marketing front, I rebranded. So I had my marketing business called True Grit Creative Co. And I rebranded to True Grit Marketing so that it is a little bit easier to tell what I actually do. And I have some projects in the works there. In fact, I have a meeting with a lady from the Chamber of Commerce to talk about partnering. So that's really fun. Sorry, one sec. Wings are hard. Uh-oh, this is not going well. It's fine. Everything's fine. That's pretty much my approach to life these days. It's it's probably fine. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. So, yeah. But I think I'm going to be pivoting more into this being my focus. And focusing on creating content and sharing my faith specifically. I've got some really exciting projects in the works. So, and part of that is getting into a regular posting schedule. So, question for you, please put in the comments, what kinds of content do you want to see? I've gotten a decent amount of comments asking for more Bible content, more faith-based content, more Bible journaling content, things like that. I also get a decent amount of comments on my ADHD content, and it kind of all marries together for me because I'm a person living with ADHD and my faith is very important to me. So yeah, what kinds of stuff do you want to see? I have, my color coding systems. I have what I'm studying in the Bible, and I have a lot of thoughts about that. I have, my faith experiences, all of the different things. What kinds of stuff do you want to see? I'm open to suggestions. You can leave them in the comments or you can email me. I'm having an issue with my website right now. It's really, really, really frustrating. That will all be hopefully worked out soon. I'm talking to Squarespace support right now, and it's just a pain in my butt. But anyways, okay. So yeah, let me know the kind of stuff you want to see. Right now, I'm kind of just in this mode of just do the thing. There's a quote, just do it messy. Like, don't wait for it to be perfect. Progress over perfection. Do the thing while it's not perfect. So that's what we're trying to do here. So yeah, I'll just kind of make content and see how you like it and see what works and what doesn't, and we'll go from there. Okay, mascara. So let's go back to talking about my husband. Yeah, so I dated a bit when I was single, and I hated it. I actually joked to my ex-husband right before we split. I was like, wow, I'm really glad I don't have to do the dating thing ever again. And then I did. It is bleak out there. And I can talk about my experience dating as a divorcee in her mid to late 20s. Because yeah, when people find out that you got divorced at like 26, the number of times I've heard, oh, you're just a baby. Like, it's a lot. I've been told I'm a baby so many times. And I know, and my husband and I make a lot of jokes because he's older than I am. Not by like a crazy amount. He's 4 years older, but 5 grades. So we like to joke about the fact that when he was a senior in high school, I was in middle school. And it just freaks him out, and it's really fun. So, but yeah, so I can talk about that if you guys want to hear about that. I've had some very interesting experiences. Some good, some bad. But fortunately for me, it ended with finding an incredible man of God who adores me, is a phenomenal dad to all 3 of our kids. Like, it just... I want to do, and we actually recorded a couple of videos trying to like introduce him. I think the first one was in like last November when we like sat down in front of a camera and talked about our story and all the things. And then, long story short, there was some health stuff that popped up. Okay, he has cancer. He's okay. He's fine. When we met, he had brain cancer. He had a tumor removed. He had gone through radiation and was actively in chemo when we met. And then we were like a month or 2 into marriage and found out he had testicular cancer. Cancer runs in his family. It's a whole thing. But yeah, so we kind of got busy dealing with, cancer. And so that video never came to light. If you want to see it, let me know. Maybe I'll post it. Scarlett, no! The dogs are yelling. Scarlett! One sec.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, where was I? Just completely lost my train of thought. Oh my word, this dog. But yeah, so I wanted to introduce him on my channel a while ago. We filmed a couple videos, but I never edited them. They never made it to the light of day because we were busy dealing with our first Christmas together and cancer, which really wasn't that bad in the grand scheme of things. Like, and that's one of the things that drew me to him, honestly, not the cancer. His response to having cancer, I think it was the first or second day that we were talking about his cancer. So we met and pretty much immediately got into the like really heavy stuff about our past. He's also divorced. It's like a whole thing. And so eventually, like pretty quickly, I found out he had cancer. And this man's portrayal of his cancer experience, which, mind you, he had a decently large brain tumor removed from his brain. Like, head cut open. If you feel his head, he's got a bone flap, which is the grossest term ever. Like, I would rather hear the word moist a billion times, which moist doesn't really bother me, so that's a poor example. But I would rather hear, like, a really gross word many, many, many times than have to deal with the word bone flap. He's got a bone flap in his head. Like, but how he described it was, I mean, cancer's really not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm like, dude, you're on, it's a chemo week for you. He helped me move for the first time while it was a chemo week. Like, that's the kind of man that we're dealing with. And when that happened, that was pretty new into our relationship. We'd only been talking for a couple weeks. And he, during a chemo week, came and helped me move. And I was like, and brought friends to help me move. And I was like, okay, this guy puts his money where his mouth is. Like, he can barely stay upright because he's so tired because he's on chemotherapy, but yet he's here helping me move. And that's just who Cameron is. Like, he's such a servant heart. He's such a wonderful man. He's hilarious. He's so smart. Okay, this could just turn into me gushing about my husband. But yeah, so that's kind of what we've been up to. And lately, we have moved. So we were in a condo for a while. Something I've been doing a lot is like shapes on my eyeliner. So most of the time it's little hearts. I'll do. I just really enjoy it. It's fun. And then the other thing I've been doing a lot of, like, this is actually my normal makeup routine. This is if I'm gonna do my makeup, this is what I'm doing. I also do glitter freckles, which is really fun, because why not? If you can do glitter on your face, why would you not? And my daughter loves to match me with her makeup. Like, we'll sometimes do like a little bit of makeup just for fun. And so a lot of the time she wants to match shapes and glitter. So that is something that we do a lot of in our house. And my darling husband hates glitter with a passion, but he deals with it for me. He's like, I like it on you, just not on me, which, I mean, glitter can't really just be on one thing. It's glitter. All right, here we go. So yeah, this is kind of the effect. It's just, I'll do like up across the cheeks, and I do sometimes do like over the eyebrows a little bit, just because then it's like more realistic freckles. Even though it's glitter, it's shiny glitter, which this is just the ColourPop Glitterally Obsessed in So Cute. I'm just doing a little, I don't know how beauty influencers do it, and this is backwards, at least on my camera. So yeah, so now we're gonna take this down. I've started dyeing my hair red, which is fun. I like it a lot. This is a look. And now my neighbor is mowing their lawn. Perfect timing, guys, thank you. No, the neighbors that, I'm gonna close my window, hold on. There we go. If I could find another scrunchie, I can do some space buns. We've met a couple of our neighbors so far in the house that we moved to. Okay, we'll just do mismatched scrunchies, it's fine. So we moved actually to the same town I grew up in, so I already know where everything is, which is really nice. I counted the other day, I've moved 7 times in the last 4 years. 7 times. Like, 7 times. And if you count me helping my parents move out of my childhood home, that's 8. 8 times in 4 years. But like moved on my own 7 times over the last 4 years. It's been a lot. But we decided we wanted a house because we had a really, really cute condo. We loved our condo, but there was not enough room for all of us. I mean, when you've got 5 people, it's a lot. Even when, oh my goodness, ma'am, can you please calm down? Even when you've got little people, 5 people still take up a lot of space. And we only had like 1 living space. So our living room doubled as our office, doubled as our playroom, doubled as where we ate most of our meals. And so we had been house hunting for a while and ended up, like, we weren't sure. We were like, okay, God, like, if you want this to happen, then make it happen. And God has been so faithful through this process. One thing that I do want to say really quick is it is so incredibly worth it to wait for a partner who loves the Lord with all his heart. Like, so worth it. So incredibly worth it. And so we've been able to really seek the Lord together and focus on hearing his voice, which listening prayer is something that has been really, really huge for me the last couple of years. So I'll probably do some content about that as well. But yeah, it was a very, very prayerful process. And what's really, really cool is, so I have always loved land and gardening and animals, and like, I've always wanted to have a farm, basically. My grandparents had a house in a very teeny tiny 1 square mile Dutch farming community in Ohio called Celeryville. No, I'm not kidding. Look it up. It's a real place. My dad likes to joke that it's on Carrot Corner. It's not. And also they don't actually grow celery anymore. It's a thing. But yeah, so having land and like growing things and all of that, being surrounded by nature, has always been in my heart. But then when I started really developing this love for being around people, I'm like, okay, well, I want to be surrounded by people, but I also want a lot of land. So I'm going to have to choose between having land to do things on and grow things on and all of that, or being around people. And God was like, actually, hold on, I've got something for you. We got this little tiny house on 3.5 acres. I think it's like 3.4, but whatever. And it's this long, skinny property sandwiched in between 2 large neighborhoods. So we have plenty of space, but there's also people surrounding us. It's the coolest thing. It is the absolute coolest thing. So we're in the process of like moving in and making this our home, and it's still very new and very fresh, but it's just such a good feeling of like, this is where we're supposed to be. And the dogs get to run around and the kids get to play outside, and like, it's God is just so good. He's so good. And so, yeah, that's where I have ended up. I'm married. I have 3 kiddos, part-time. I still have my own business, and I feel like I'm coming to the end of a season of a lot of change. I feel as though I've been kind of wandering, and now I'm finally in a place that I can rest. And that's really heavy. I also started taking medication for anxiety and depression. And that has been a game changer for me. It's something I avoided for a very, very, very long time. I had kind of this mindset of, I'm strong enough to do this without medication. And also I was breastfeeding for I stopped probably like about a year ago. So I was breastfeeding for like 2.5 years. And so I couldn't really take many things. But yeah, that's been a game changer. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else like super transformational. I don't think so. But yeah, this is my life now. I am very excited to get into sharing more content. I think I'm going to do more things like this where it's just not edited. I'm not going to do like animations and cuts and text and da-da-da. Because when I do that, it just doesn't get done. And I feel it's like God's been laying on my heart lately that I need to share. I need to write, which I am working on a website, rachelgrit.com. Go check it out. Join my email list. That is very much under construction right now. I'm having issues with the domain. So right now it redirects to truegritmotherhood.com, which is a different project, but all of these things are going on. All that to say, God is really calling me to share. And so I feel this is very, very important. And so I would love for you to join me on this journey. You can subscribe like the video, comment, do all the things. Go to rachelgrit.com, join the email list. I am going to be working on the website and bringing everything together very soon. I have something in the works. I'm going to be hosting a workshop on how to create a sustainable Bible routine for busy women. Guys can come too, whatever works. I would love to have you. But yeah, so make sure to get on the email list if you want to be there for that. That will be coming soon, more information coming soon. I think that's pretty much it. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know what kind of stuff you want to see. Ask me any questions. I'll do a Q&A. I have a whole bunch of comments that have questions from the last many years. So I'll do a Q&A soon, rounding those up and just doing all the things. Yeah. Okay. I'll see you soon.